As is Wags. I think it's like the 16th. I think it doesn't matter anymore. July, whatever. Let me get my slippers up. I'm done with my chores, so just got some wood. See how that work? In the bed there. I gotta move it to the. That's fire pit wood. And we tried to get someone to help us volunteer a little bit, but I gotta restack all that garbage. So I'm a pattern asshole. Anyways, you got some garbage coming up with the U.S. debt. I'll show this on the screen. I'll pop it in if I get a chance. We're soon to hit 33 trillion in short-term debt. Deficit, whatever you guys call it. Like, and here's a base. I want to say I haven't done a video on YouTube for a while. Like, I needed a break, but here's a toast to what we want. I just got done working, so I could have a little toast. They're gonna do some naughty things when this thing. I'm guessing this is a theory of a movie that I think this hasn't been made yet, but you're about to live it or not. But the dark arts has a number called 33. 33 is very important to them for a lot of reasons. And your country is hitting 33 trillion. We're at 32.5 trillion right now. We're going up a couple billion a day. I've seen sometimes it goes up like 10 billion in one day. Like, we went up $500 billion last week on the debt. See, because you don't know, because you're jerking off to all the porn and everything else, so you don't really care. But you should care. Your kids are going to care. Like, they're going to be in some digital prison. Like, because the cities are coming. All the guys, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. That's real. That they're not, because nobody said anything and nobody cared. But more importantly than that, they got to switch the money over. You are now sitting at 33 trillion short-term debt, which is not possible to pay back. You're not Superman. And just, there's no way. Even your kids, if the world's still here, none of that would matter. You can't pay that off. That's not going to happen. If you look at the United States total debt, it's over 100 trillion when you count Social Security and all the benefits and all that garbage. That's never going to happen. Never. That's triple what our short-term debt is. That's never sustainable. They've known that from day one, because this is all by design. This is a game. The Great Reset was not a theory, even though you guys yelled at me for it. Go after yourself, because you know what I'm doing? I'm growing food. I got, look, those are pears. See how that work? Like real pears. Like, and I got berries right behind me. I was just eating some while I was cutting the wood. Because you'll find when you're out here getting a suntan, you could tell the assholes that work. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, and I don't wear no sunscreens. I don't wear sunglasses. That's another trick, by the way. The sun right now, I don't know if you can see it because we got smoke. That's why I'm trying to get as much done today. We got smoke coming in again, which I may end up where I can't breathe again. It got so bad I had to buy a meter because I broke the meter I had to test your pulse and oxygen, because some people have been effed up. So whatever, like, you could taste it. If you look at the tree line over there, you can see the smoke. This is America. See how that work? My point is, in about, at the rate it's going, I got it on my Facebook. I think it's 2 billion a day. That takes us to like the 28th of this month. I don't do numbers or nothing. I'm just guessing by the math of the current rate. Now they've been speeding it up, by the way. See, they control the number that gets reported to USA Debt, the debt clock. Look it up. So if there's a magical number of 33 trillion and 33 billion, no, 33, think of this, 33 trillion, 333 billion, 333 million, so 333, 333, 333, 333, because they report it in that amount of digits to that level. I think there's 4 sections of 3 zeros. That would be a dark arts. What do you call it? When you guys watch your porn, what do you call that when you want to get a marathon of some kind of topic? And they're. You see what I'm saying? Like they would like, in terms you understand, they would probably like do a what do you call it? I think it's called cumpillation. Like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do that to themselves. They're gonna jizz all over themselves when we hit that magical number with a K, MAGIK number, Dark Arts 333. Or not. Maybe they're just gonna let it ride. Like maybe they won't. Maybe they become godlike. The God that's not into evil, like whatever your God is, I don't care. Like your beliefs are garbage. Everybody's beliefs I know are garbage. Like that's your perception of garbage, because everybody's living in fart gas bubble land, and you got fart gas tents in your house or whatever you're doing, like sucking on that air. Dude, I was with some people the other day. Every day I talk about this. In real life, you should see talking to me. I'm not a spurg. But I'll mention you got a water filter. Talk about what? Nothing. I don't want to talk about. So then, like, people growing food. I've been begging people. Like, I'm an asshole that's freaking. I'm supposed to be retired. Like, and now I'm fucking Joe Farmer. See how that worked? Which I'm happy to do. Where's my chicken? Hang on. Where's she? See how that work? My chickens follow me everywhere. Anyways, like, because some of us, actually, I've been preparing for this since the 90s, but one of my friends said to me one day, she's like, how long have you, like, been teaching your kids this girl? I go, yo. Because I'm like, yeah, probably 25 years for them, longer for me. It's the blessing of seeing patterns. See, when you guys forget about all the shit that's happening, like my brain does not work that way. I remember all those patterns, and then I see patterns in the outliers. So when you're doing math and you see outliers, like this doesn't match and that don't match, all of a sudden my brain starts seeing patterns and shit that doesn't match. So when it comes to world events, sorry, I'm just getting comfortable. I've worked my ass up all day. I deserve this moment with my pear tree. Is this my pear? This is a pear tree, right? I'm thinking of my friend's peach tree. Stand by. Because that thing had this juices coming out of it last year. We're trying not to let it die. There she is. And everything. And I got bugs all over mine. We got these box elders that are like, it's like it's their job all of a sudden to destroy my crops and my trees. So, and by the way, if you mix up a little gallon doohickey of vinegar, I used raw vinegar. I was pissed. Some vinegar and mix it with 10 pumps. I don't know if that's the legal limit, but I did 10 pumps of Dawn soap. They were freaking dead in midair. Like, it's a war out here when you're trying to grow food, and I need to feed my family. I do have trap crops, by the way, because I'm an organic farmer, or whatever you call me. So I'll show you later. I got one of mine is being eaten. I have it all the way in the far corner, and it worked. It's got all the weird worms over there. See how that worked? But I got these little black doohickeys that are just a pain in the ass all over my leaves. I sprayed it with neem oil. It helped. I grew up in the city getting my ass kicked, by the way, as a kid. Like, that's no joke. And then, and now I'm growing fucking pears and stuff. Like, anyways, when they collapse, or when the 333 hits, there's a lot of, even the billionaires that aren't selling you nothing, they're telling you, buckle the F up. And then your empaths, whatever that means, they're feeling like dark arts is all around. Like the real dark arts, the one that comes from hell. See how that works? Whatever your hell is, like, which is in Davos, Switzerland. That's your new hell. And in the Bible, by the way, even though you don't believe in that, like, I don't care what you believe, because it's just an owner's manual, so relax. But it tells you, see, the dark evil has to tell you. So they tell you, and then it's all garbage. Okay, well, I hope you're right. for you. It's bigger than that, by the way. They use that garb to control you. Like, it's all. This is why it's always red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. Police car lights, red and blue, red. That's a psychology trick, by the way. They use red and blue because that keeps you divided. Number one, that's what they do it for the normal people. And then there's psychological reasons with your eyes that red and blue get your attention. So let's just pretend in my movie that I'm writing for, because Hollywood's on strike with the movies, so now I'm writing movies. Wags is writing a movie where when this thing hits 3333333, the Dark Guard's top number of all time. And let me remind you that this is, sorry you're looking at my sexy legs, but I'm being comfortable. Whatever, who cares? Like, once they hit that number, it's only going to do that one time in world history of all time. That'll be recorded in their, the next pyramids or whatever. Like 3, 3, 3, 3. Now let me tell you how you're going to get out of that 33 trillion in debt or 100 trillion in debt. And if you also look at that site, go look at the total assets of the United States versus the total debt liabilities. It's about zeroed out. And at times, we go negative. If you were trying to get a car loan, they tell you, get the fuck out of here. What are you, an asshole? You owe more money than you're worth. You can't get a diaper. But you think they're going to you think your kids are going to pay all that back? So how do they get you on a digital money system? No more cash. How would they do that? They slow roll you like they're doing everything else. They abuse you psychologically with this freaking trauma abuse. Started a couple years ago with a certain garbage thing, but that many of us, by the way, my channel was obliterated. 6 of them on one the same day. Like, a lot of us risked our own reputations and all our money and income from the internet to tell you that you're being tricked about certain issues. And you all tell us, and then you get mad at us. Like, this is the best. When I go to parties now, I just laugh at people. I'm like, I'm just a fucking messenger. Like, I'm like, you get mad at me. How about the asshole that's doing this garbage to you? No, you give them a pass. Like, it's abuse. This is what happens to women that are being abused by, like, closet narcissists. What do you call those? The undercover ones. They're quiet about it. But they got to be number one at everything. So they'll be number one at sorrow and pain, and their whole life history was horrible. And then the other narcissists, they got to kick your ass, and they're pretending they're all this and that, but they're nothing, because they're all scared, all of them. Like, and it's sad because some human did that to them. Like, so I'm not knocking narcissists, except just stop messing with all the people, like, but whatever, like, do your thing. Like, who cares anymore? Like, when the money needs a switch, they're going to come up with an emergency. See how that works? Because a lot of you normal people, little NPCs that are living in fart gas land, like, you're going to not believe that your money is going to be illegal if that happens in the movie. This is a movie we're talking about. I'm a new Hollywood writer because they're all on strike. So I'm doing movie writing. This is movie 101 with a wizard, anti-wizard, wizard class 101. See how that work? 33 trillion is going to be a magic number. And there's some shit rolling out called, I'm not going to say it because there's see, you're not free to speak anymore. Like, you guys, the normal people, like, not the people watching my channel, but look at this. She's going to jump up. Watch. See how that works? See, I don't have any food or nothing. This is just life with wags. See how that works? So they got to get you panicked into, like, oh, the stock, let's just pretend the stock market crashes, because the billionaires in this movie say that's happening. And then even a guy named Demon, funny his name, the guy named Demon in the island, we're just in court or whatever, but now he's in charge of the world, basically the banks. Like, he's got more money than God. Well, not really, but, like, he's one of them. Like, and his name's Demon. That's not an accident, by the way. Let me look at my chicken. So she's going to check my feet. She's looking for bugs. See how that works? Taking care of Papa Wags. Look at this guy. See how that work? I got any ticks? If you get a tick on the dog, send your chicken to it. It'll pull them right out. They know how to pull them out. So if everybody's like markets crashing, the sun popped, to see how that worked, or Russia popped, an internet little doohickey. Because remember in the movie, these weffers, they're called, Dr. Klaus, the bug sniffer, said that there's gonna be like a problem with the internet, like, and then I think it was 95% of the big CEOs that are left that didn't quit in the last 2 years. 2,000 CEOs quit, the real good ones, since your scam started. Like, that's another clue. Like, where you all go? Like, the one was like 26 years old, a 26-year-old billionaire on the way to the top. By the way, I'm out. Really? Where'd you go? Speaking of, where's my girl? Where's my girl on the airplane? Like, that's like the girls I'm friends with, by the way. So I recognize like that pattern. Like, as soon as I saw, like, she wasn't kidding, I don't think. And now she's gone. Or she's the best actress the dark arts ever put up there. Like, the aliens are in the thing. Like, there's a reason they've been denying all the aliens. Now they're telling you there's aliens, and now still nobody believes. This is called abuse. This is what men, usually men in cases that I've studied and been involved with, the men abuse the women by telling them this and that and this and that and this and that. Go to your room, go to your room, go to your room. And then they believe they're garbage. Well, that's you. You believe you're garbage. This is why they have that robot in that office. That's not real. None of that's real. None of it's real. Like, this is Rome collapsing with Wi-Fi. Like, you're watching your country go to garbage right before your eyes, and everybody's, I don't want to talk about it. So I'm talking to people about food. I'm like, who's growing food except me? Like, and my one neighbor. Like, he knows, he gets it. And everybody tells me, I was just talking about this today because I got my watermelon and my pumpkins are not surviving. Probably this smoke garbage. See how that worked? My soil's good. Other shit grew in it, but then I got a bunch of seedlings that come. Like, the farming's really weird this year, but I'm still kind of new at it. But all you to go next year, whenever the shit hits the fan, I'll just grow food and build a cabin in the woods. Oh, the fuck you won't. I'm growing food and then find out it's not enough. Never enough. And imagine when you got people coming over to help, let's say, when all this shit goes weird. Like, you need more food. I was just talking to people. These are all conversations I'm having with people in real time. So then they agree with you. Yeah, we need to do this. I'm like, all right, so why don't you get the people you know? I'll co-op with people. Come here. Help me, because I'm more worried about harvest time than I am growing at this point. And then everybody's practicing. Like, one person once a week. Like, you could pick a morning slot, night, whatever slot you want. Like, I'm always able to help. Like, I can't get nobody to freaking buy a can of raviolis for emergency. Like, because if you pretend this isn't happening, this is the people on the Titanic that were on the deck singing with the band. And there's nothing you could do about it. Like, the country's going to garbage, whatever. Like, there's nothing, and the money's changing. There's nothing you could do. However, then it gets worse. Like, then you need to be, you guys don't remember, I had that hashtag on a lot of memes I made during a certain time period. And it used to be, I can't even say it. It rhymed with jab. And then it ended in bag. Or was he jabbed? Yeah, ends in bag. This is a real hashtag. And then the middle word is tag. And in order to get your new money, I just saw something. I'm like, here's the this is the 30-second. What is CBDC? Or what is the FEDNOW? FEDNOW is you're back. You adults out there that are pretending to be adults, all you 8th grade men that are under 40, like, all of a sudden, mommy and daddy call you up and say, we're on your bank account. We know all your payroll. Every time you make money, every time you buy money, or every time you buy something. Why? Because we know we just think we could do it faster. We'll help you make sure your money gets around. Instead of 1 second, it'll be a half a second. Wink, wink. I had to do both sides. I think I'm weird. So that means they're lying. Like, and they go, hell no, I don't want my parents on my bank account. Why not? They're just watching. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting there as a middleman. Make sure you're spending your money right. And everybody I've said this to goes, fuck you. I would never do that. Well, you just did. Because starting next week, the bank, the head bank, the Fed, is going to be that parent. That's a true story. Every bank you deal with, the ones that are going to be left, this is why the other banks are collapsing. They got to get rid of the little ones. And then the big ones that are in on all this garbage, they are already on board with the Now service. See how that works? So now, every time you fart and don't pay a tax, because later they're going to, once the CBDC comes, this is phase 1. Later, phase 2 comes, and it'll be some emergency. Oh, we're out of money, or the power went down, and you got no money. So here's what they're going to do. We're going to give you this emergency ID. You take it, and then the government, like they did in CV land, we're going to deposit $1,200 a week to make sure everybody can get food, because we love you. No, they don't. But you got to do your biometrics, give a little blood sample, some semen, etc., an ovary, and then your first or second born kid. You let you pick. But you'll have $1,200 a week or whatever they're going to pay you. Like, that's called, what do they call that? I always forget this word because I hate this thing. This is such communism. Like, because nobody's going to have a job. Like AI, this AI, Chad's my AI, but Chat GPT, they're already laying everybody off. They don't need you assholes no more. So they're going to pay you digitally, or you can stay up to you're not forcing you, but you're not going to get paid from your boss because the boss's money's got to go through the EFers. The EFers then get it to your bank. The bank gives it into your account. If you spend money at a lemonade stand, the EFers know. Why? You figure out why. I can tell you why. Because then when they mix in CBDC, it's programmable. Meaning if you're naughty and you farted 3 times a day, you're only allowed 2 farts. You're only getting 1 pound of meat a year or whatever. That your president already told you, the robot. I think you're allowed like 3 pounds of meat a year or whatever. That's 2030. That's the real laws coming. They're already building in Illinois. LaSalle, Illinois has got the largest cricket farm in the planet. And now they're making fake meat. They just started, I think they're building in Ireland or something out of Venezuela. They're like, you're going to be eating bugs. Why? Because they need you weak. Why? Because there's an agenda. Why? Because there's too many assholes that are useless fucking feeder cattle. According to them, like, I agree, but according to them, that's the real deal. Like, and guess what? They don't need all these cattle no more. They're just farting, eating all their food, according to them. So they'll feed you bugs until you die off. You're gonna get sickly and die. Because bugs have like shit in them that you don't eat bugs. Humans don't eat bugs. I hate to tell you this, guy. If they ate bugs, the rich people would be eating them as a dessert. You don't think, though. See, like, I'll eat bugs. No, because they hate you. Like, you need you weak. They ain't playing. And you got new money starting this week. Like, that's not a joke. And nobody cares. That's why I use that hashtag. No one cares. But you're gonna. You're gonna soon. Anybody who sees patterns. Uh-oh, I got a chicken loose. I gotta go. DJ Wiggs, over and out.